The Thing That Woke Me Up, Part 12. The Lock. The hand was reaching for me. It tore through the side of the house like the wall wasn't even there. Wood splintered. Bricks exploded. Glass rained across the floor, and the entire room shook violently as the impossible arm pushed farther inside. It was enormous, far too large to belong to anything human. The skin looked wrong. Not flesh, not stone, not anything I recognized. It seemed to shift constantly, changing every time I looked at it. One second it appeared ancient and gray. The next it looked black as midnight. The next it looked almost transparent. Like reality itself couldn't decide what it was seeing. Grandma screamed. I couldn't move, couldn't breathe, couldn't think. The hand continued reaching toward me, slowly, patiently, like it had all the time in the world, the same way the figure always had. Then I heard something. Footsteps, heavy, familiar. The room suddenly became freezing cold. The giant hand stopped. For the first time since it appeared, it hesitated. The temperature continued dropping. The scattered journal pages began fluttering across the floor. A low vibration filled the house, the same vibration I'd heard throughout my dreams, the same vibration that always came before the figure appeared. Then the shadows gathered. Every dark corner of the room seemed to pull toward the center, like darkness itself was being dragged together. The hand immediately withdrew several inches. Not much, just enough to tell me something impossible. It was afraid. The shadows continued gathering, twisting, growing taller, forming a shape, a familiar shape. The figure, it emerged from the darkness like it had stepped through reality itself. Tall, thin, silent. Those hollow eyes fixed themselves on the giant arm. The giant arm froze. The figure took one step forward. The arm immediately pulled back. Another step. The arm retreated farther. For the first time in my life, I wasn't afraid of the figure. I was afraid for it, because the thing beyond the wall wasn't retreating because it feared the figure. It was retreating because it recognized it, like two ancient enemies meeting again. The room trembled. The figure stood perfectly still, watching, waiting. The giant hand slowly closed into a fist, then it punched through the wall. The impact launched me backward. The floor collapsed beneath me. The ceiling cracked overhead, and Grandma screamed my name, and then everything disappeared. I fell, not through the floor, through reality. Darkness swallowed me whole. I fell for what felt like hours, days, maybe longer. Then I landed. Hard, cold stone greeted my hands. The air smelled damp, ancient. I slowly pushed myself upright, and the world around me looked familiar. Far too familiar. Doors, thousands of them, endless rows stretching farther than I could see, the place between dreams, the place beyond the doors, the place where the figure had taken me after it touched me. Only this time something was different. The doors were open, all of them, every single one. A cold dread spread through my chest. The screaming was gone, the whispers were gone, the voices were gone. Silence, complete silence, and somehow that terrified me more. I started walking, and the endless hallway stretched in every direction. Each doorway revealed impossible things. Some showed forests, some showed oceans, some showed cities. Others revealed things I couldn't understand, places that shouldn't exist, skies filled with giant eyes, buildings that moved like living creatures, entire worlds hidden behind simple wooden doors. The farther I walked, the worse things became. Then I found a door marked, the same year, the same door. The one Granddad had looked at, the one he'd feared. My pulse quickened. Slowly I stepped inside. The world shifted instantly. I stood in a forest. Moonlight filtered through the trees. Fog drifted between trunks. And standing ahead of me was Granddad, younger, stronger, alive. He stood exactly as he'd appeared in the old photographs. Military haircut, hunting jacket, the same face, the same eyes. For a moment neither of us moved. Then he smiled. Dylan. The sound of his voice nearly broke me. Granddad? He nodded. The smile vanished. You shouldn't be here. I laughed nervously. Everybody keeps saying that. Granddad didn't laugh, didn't smile, didn't react, because he wasn't joking. The realization hit me immediately. This wasn't a memory. This wasn't a recording. This was him, actually him. My heart hammered. You're alive. His expression darkened. No. The answer chilled me. No, son. The forest around us groaned. The trees seemed to lean closer, listening, watching. Granddad looked toward the sky. Fear crossed his face. the same fear I'd seen throughout the dreams. It's awake. My stomach dropped. The exact phrase from the journals, the exact phrase written dozens of times, the exact phrase every notebook had displayed. It? Granddad looked back at me, his eyes filled with sadness. The thing behind the doors. The fog thickened, the trees began shaking. Something massive moved beyond them, far away, yet impossibly large. Granddad grabbed my shoulder. Dylan, his voice became urgent. You need to understand something. The forest shook again, closer this time. Branches snapped, entire trees toppled. Something enormous was moving toward us, fast. The figure, Granddad swallowed. The figure isn't the monster. My pulse skyrocketed. The statement confirmed everything. The stranger, the journals, the dreams, everything. Granddad pointed into the darkness. The figure is the lock. The ground exploded. A deafening roar echoed through the forest. Hundreds of trees launched into the air. The fog vanished instantly, and for the first time, I saw it. The thing beyond the doors. Its body stretched beyond the horizon. Its head disappeared into the clouds. Its shape shifted constantly. Human, animal, something else, something impossible. Every second it became something different, and somehow it still wore my face. The giant thing looked directly at me. Its smile widened. Then it spoke, not aloud. Inside my head, inside every memory I'd ever had, inside every dream, every thought, every fear, one sentence echoed through my mind, the sentence that made my blood run cold. I remember when I was you. Granddad's face went white. The figure suddenly appeared between us. The lock, the guardian, the thing that had spent my entire life keeping something contained. The giant entity smiled wider. The sky cracked. Reality groaned. And the figure finally did something it had never done before. It turned toward me and spoke, in a voice older than time itself. 3 words that changed everything. You must choose.